never expected anyone that morning, certainly not someone who could not knock. It was the kind of winter morning where the silence felt heavier than the frost. The kettle had just started to hiss when she heard it. A strange, steady sound at her door, not a knock, more like a scrape, then another, and another. Scrape. Pause. Scrape. She frowned, tightened the belt of her robe, and opened the front door. Cold air rushed in, and so did stillness. A dog sat at the edge of her porch, dirty, soaked, his ribs visible through his fur. His eyes, though, they were focused, determined, and at his feet lay a crumpled towel. No, not just a towel, it moved. Samantha stepped closer, the breath catching in her throat. Gently she pulled back the damp fabric. Her hands froze. A baby, a newborn. Naked except for the threadbare towel. His skin was ice blue, his chest barely rising. "Oh my God," she gasped, scooping the baby into her arms, pressing him against her chest for warmth. Her fingers fumbled on her phone as she called emergency services. But even as her voice shook, her eyes returned to the dog. He had not barked, had not begged for food or warmth. He just watched, as if waiting for confirmation that his delivery was safe. The ambulance arrived minutes later. The paramedics worked fast. The baby was alive, but just barely. As they whisked him away, Samantha turned to the dog again, still there, still silent, still watching. Later, after the chaos had settled and the adrenaline had faded, Samantha sat curled in a blanket, staring out her window. The dog was curled up on her porch now, too exhausted to move. Local news picked up the story within hours, but no one could answer the questions everyone was asking. Where had the dog found the baby? How did he know where to go? Then, a grainy video from a gas station surfaced. At 5:02 a.m., the dog was seen walking purposefully across the snowy streets, a bundle in his mouth. When the towel began to unravel, he stopped, nudged it back into place, and continued on, straight toward Samantha's neighborhood, not wandering, not lost, intentional. But the most unexpected piece came from the hospital. A nurse there recognized Samantha's name. Years ago, Samantha had volunteered in a shelter for at-risk teens. One girl, just 15, had arrived pregnant and terrified. Samantha had been the only adult she trusted. That girl had vanished from the system, until now. The baby, found on Samantha's doorstep by a stray dog, was her grandson. No one could explain it, no one could believe it. But the pieces fit too precisely to ignore. Samantha adopted the dog that very night. She named him Ash, not for what he had come from, but for how he had risen. Not for being rescued, but for becoming a rescuer. Ash never wandered again. He claimed a spot by her fireplace, sleeping soundly for the first time in who knows how long. And the baby, now named Oliver, began to heal, wrapped not only in blankets, but in the strange, powerful thread of fate. Because sometimes life does not scream. Sometimes it whispers, with soft scratches at the door. And sometimes heroes come wrapped in fur, carrying a life in their teeth, guided only by something we cannot explain. Call it instinct, call it love, call it something greater. Whatever it was, it knocked that morning.